This isn't just another trade deadline. This feels different. It feels heavy. Like whatever happens over the next few days could seriously shape where this franchise is heading for years. We've been here before as Canucks fans, refreshing Twitter, waiting for alerts, convincing ourselves something big is coming, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's underwhelming. But this time, there's too much on the table. Too many moving parts, too many names floating around. And the craziest part? It sounds like almost nobody is untouchable. This is one of those weeks where you wake up wondering if the roster you saw last game is even going to look the same by next weekend. And whether we like it or not, this could define the direction of this team under this front office. So yeah, we need to talk about it. Before we dive in, if you're a real Canucks fan riding this roller coaster with the rest of us, hit that like button and subscribe. This channel is brand new. We're pushing for our 500 subscribers, and it's built for fans who live and breathe this team every day. If that's you, you're in the right place. Let's get into the chaos. Heading into trade deadline week, the Canucks basically have the league on speed dial. From everything that's been circulating, the only true untouchables are the core youth pieces and Filip Hronek. Everyone else? Fair game. And when you actually rank these trade chips by potential return, things get really interesting. Let's start with the most controversial name on this entire list, Elias Pettersson. Yeah, that, Elias Pettersson. His potential return? A first-round pick, a quality prospect, a young NHL player, and a cap dump. That's massive. Now I know, emotions are high right now, especially coming off a benching. And yes, he's not playing like a true first-line center right now. But here's the thing. If teams are genuinely calling about him, and insiders say they are, those teams clearly believe he can bounce back. And if a general manager believes that, they're going to pay for that bet. Even strong second-line centers have brought back big packages in past deadlines. So if you're talking about two future-focused pieces for a retool, a young roster player, and salary going the other way, that's the kind of haul that can reset a timeline. Do I want to trade him? That's a different conversation. But in terms of pure return ceiling, he's at the top. Now the only other guy on this list who could realistically bring back a first-round pick, Connor Garland. 4 assists in 4 February games, heating up at the perfect time. But even beyond that little hot streak, Garland's value has always been there. His effort, his motor, the way he drives play. And now, with that extension locked in at a reasonable number for his production, that's attractive. He's unique. And when a player is unique and reliable, you pay a premium. A first and a prospect isn't crazy talk. Maybe even slightly more if there's a bidding war. And honestly, that's a testament to how much his perception has changed in Vancouver. Next up, Tyler Myers. Potential return? A second-round pick and a prospect. This one feels like it's been hanging over us forever. The return will really depend on leverage. If multiple teams are bidding for a right-shot defender with size who can eat minutes, that's at least a second-rounder. Minimum. But here's the catch. If the Canucks prioritize sending him somewhere he prefers, maybe the return softens a bit. So don't be shocked if it's slightly less. That's just how deadline negotiations go. Then there's Jake DeBrusk. Projected return? A second-round pick and maybe a mid-round sweetener. He was staying productive earlier, even while the team struggled. But lately, ice cold. Career worst pace. Still, he's 29 years old with 4 20-goal seasons on his resume. In a league starving for scoring, especially power play scoring, there will be teams convincing themselves this was just a one-year blip caused by environment. At $5.5 million, his cap hit isn't outrageous anymore with inflation across the league. A second-rounder feels realistic if the right team believes in him. Now let's talk about Marcus Pettersson. Potential return, a second-round pick, and a late-round add-on. Remember, the Canucks gave up the 12th overall pick to acquire him and Drew O'Connor. They're not getting that value back. Not even close. His play this season has been rough, arguably the weakest of the top 4, but he still eats minutes. He still has size. And not that long ago, he had the reputation of being ultra-reliable. Reputation lingers in this league. A first? No chance. But a second? If there's a believer out there, maybe. Speaking of that trade, let's move to Drew O'Connor. Projected return? 2 third-round picks. For a stretch, he looked like he might explode in value. He's cooled off, but he's still pacing near 20 goals. He kills penalties. He skates well, He's big, he's versatile, and he carries a very reasonable $2.5 million cap hit for this season and next. That's playoff depth you win with. He's not flashy, but he's cost-effective. 2 mid-round picks doesn't feel crazy at all. Now here's a spicy ranking. Teddy Blueger over Evander Kane. Blueger's projected return? A 3rd-round pick. He's been excellent since coming back into the lineup. He plays center. He kills penalties. He's steady. And in a thin center market, that matters. You could argue maybe he sneaks into 2nd-round territory if demand spikes, but realistically a 3rd feels right. Then you've got Evander Kane. Projected return? A 3rd-round pick, but only with salary retention. There's interest around the league, but reports suggest he's more of a backup plan for contenders. The Canucks will likely need to retain salary to maximize value. If they do, they should get slightly more than they paid to acquire him, but it won't be some massive haul. Now let's drop into the lower tier. Kevin Lankinen. Projected return? A 4th-round pick. He's, let's be honest, helped the tank from the crease lately. But the goalie market is thin, and he's got a track record as a capable backup. The smarter move might be waiting until the offseason to trade him. But if a contender wants insurance before playoffs, he's one of the few options available. Don't expect much, but don't expect negative value either. David Kampf, 4th-round pick territory. He's exactly what you think. 4th-line center, face-off guy, penalty killer. That has value to playoff teams, just not offensive upside value. Then it gets uncomfortable. Brock Boeser, potential return? A late pick plus another bad contract. Has he crossed into negative value? Maybe, but I'm not fully convinced. This is still a league desperate for goals, and Boeser can still score, especially in big moments. Nobody is lining up to take that contract straight up. But if it's swapped for a shorter-term bad deal, maybe the Canucks can escape the extension without having to attach assets. It wouldn't be a win, but it could be relief. And finally, the hardest one to talk about, Thatcher Demko. Right now, no value, maybe even negative. Until he proves he can stay healthy for a sustained stretch, that $8.5 million cap hit looks like a penalty, and that hurts to say. If he strings together consistent starts next season, maybe the narrative shifts. But today, the Canucks would probably have to pay to move him, and even then, finding a partner might be tough. So what does all this mean? It means this isn't just a minor tweaking deadline. This is a fork-in-the-road deadline. You've got Patrick Allvin and Jim Rutherford staring at a roster that clearly isn't where it needs to be. You've got assets ranging from high-value swing pieces to salary headaches. And you've got a fan base that's tired of the middle ground. This week could signal whether we're doubling down on a competitive window or rebalancing around youth and flexibility. And honestly, I just want clarity. I want direction. I want to know what this team is trying to be, because we've been stuck in almost for too long. If big names move, it's going to hurt. But if the returns are strong and the plan is clear, maybe it's the reset this franchise needs. All right, I need to hear from you. Which player would you absolutely not move? And which one are you driving to the airport yourself? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit like if you're riding through this madness with the rest of us. And if you haven't subscribed yet, this is Canucks Nation Report. We're brand new. We're pushing for our first 500 subscribers, and we're building a community of real fans who actually care. Deadline week is here. Buckle up.